Now on Coast TV News.
We've seen a few showers this morning along a warm front. Then a system well to our west will increase the rain and wind threat tonight, followed by colder and showery conditions for the end of the week. I'll track it on Futurecast coming up next.
Preparing for high winds, everything you need to know to make sure you and your belongings stay safe.
Seeking peer approval, that is what is taking place today. How this is key for the controversial wind farm project off of our coast.
The battle of the bathroom use. It involves newly elected Delaware Representative Sarah McBride. We have the back and forth taking place in Washington.
This is Coast TV News Today.
And we're continuing with the 6 o'clock hour. Good morning, I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Paige Marley. It's November 20th, 2024.
Got a little excitement with some rain here at our studio. It was about 90 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Like, what's that?
It is rare that we get excited over rain, but it's been refreshing.
And even maybe, dare I say, a little happy about it.
I'm very happy about it for sure. It was nice going outside. I just went to open up my door and I'm like, oh, it's wet. And then I'm like, oh, it's raining on me. Who knew? So I was going to say surprise, but Bob did warn us about this yesterday. But Bob, still, it is kind of that nice, oh yeah, this is happening today.
I pay attention to you, Bob.
I do too.
Hey, I'm glad somebody does. Good morning, guys. Now, it's good to see the rain for sure this morning. Not a lot of rain, but of course, it'll put a little dent in the drought conditions. But now that rain is gone, just a few hundredths of an inch of rain, but it's cloudy across Sussex County down into Wicomico County, Salisbury out to the coast as well, and kind of cloudy across the eastern shore as well as these showers are now moving offshore. We have a warm front that's moving through. That's why we're seeing the showers. And once that front moves through, we are going to see some mild conditions today. There is a cold front farther back to the west, and we've got a lot of wind and energy with that, and that will be moving through tonight. 52 in Georgetown right now, 58 in Bethany Beach, and 53 in Salisbury. Winds are light now, but they're really going to kick up tonight. In the meantime, showers are gone. We're looking at mostly cloudy skies, mid-morning 50s and low 60s, and then we do warm it up into the mid to upper 60s away from the coast this afternoon. Lower 60s at the beaches. We'll see some peaks of sun, and then for this evening, it will be dry and mild. And for the runners out there, looking pretty good this morning. Might be dodging a few puddles. Otherwise, cloudy skies, temperatures warming through the 50s into the 60s a little bit later on with light winds.
Thank you, Bob. And speaking of those winds and the windy weather we're expecting, it's important that we all take precautions to prevent any injuries or property damage from happening.
Coast TV News reporter Elisa Weber is live in Rehoboth Beach. Elisa, it's best to over-prepare for the heavy wind in order to prevent any emergencies from happening.
Yeah, Paige, it's always best to be extra prepared just because you never know what can be in store. But here in Rehoboth Beach, it's drizzling just a little bit, nothing too heavy. But as Bob mentioned, later tonight, and then tomorrow, we're going to be experiencing some pretty strong winds. Bob told me this morning those winds could be up to 40 miles per hour. So it's important just to make sure that you tie anything down that could be loose or take it inside. The National Weather Service also recommends that if you have any branches that look like they could hit people or buildings or even power lines, make sure you cut those down. And also, if you live in a mobile home, it's important to always make sure there's a sturdy building you can go to. And this time of year, we see all of those holiday decorations outside, but they can be a hazard during high winds. And it's important that you take them inside if you're not sure if they could blow away or not, or maybe weight them down. You just want to be careful. And at the end of the day, you don't want to hurt anyone, and you also don't want to damage any of your decorations. And the best thing to do is plan before high winds hit and take extra precautions in order to prevent any emergencies and injuries. And also, you can tune to Coast TV News to see all of your updated weather information that you need to know. But you can also download our Coast TV News app right on your phone right here, so you can stay up to date with any weather alerts that we may have for you. Back to you.
Lisa Weber, thank you for that. New this morning, we could see the approval of a tidal wetlands license in West Ocean City, and here is what that means. It would allow alternative energy company U.S. Wind to begin work to replace a pier. Here's the area that we're talking about. It's the area that is being reviewed today by the Maryland Board of Public Works. It's on Harbor Road. I thought we had that map there, but we'll continue on. U.S. Wind says it wants to use a new pier as an operations and maintenance facility for the construction of a wind farm off of Ocean City's coast.
And this has been a contentious situation with local governments here along the coast, working to stop the wind farm from being constructed. We are still waiting for word from the United States District Court in Maryland on the lawsuit filed by Ocean City against the Federal Bureau of Ocean Energy Management. Fenwick Island is listed as a co-plaintiff. Ocean City is calling on the court to reverse the Bureau's current approval of U.S. Wind's project until those plans and approval are in compliance with several agencies and acts.
Happening today, the Twin Branch Winery in Milton is going to make its case during a public hearing over a conditional use zoning permit that would allow it to reopen. The hearing is part of the Sussex County Planning and Zoning meeting. The permit Twin Branch submitted in March, that was just for a winery and not for the tasting room and events venue, which was in use for a brief period of time on the property. Twin Branch did not have the approval for those. And in the lead up to this hearing, Twin Branch says it has about 400 signatures on a petition of support as of November 4th.
Also happening today, some discussion and possible action on a dark skies ordinance in Lewis. According to the Planning Commission, some of the purposes for the ordinance are to increase energy efficiency, reduce glare, and increase driver and pedestrian safety. One of the changes that could be recommended to City Council would be dimming lights around the city by about 35% between midnight and dawn. Look now at the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. A live look there, the latest controversy taking place involving Delaware's newly elected member of Congress, Sarah McBride. South Carolina Representative Nancy Mace introduced legislation that would ban transgender women from using female bathrooms in the Capitol, which would have a direct impact on Delaware's soon-to-be sworn-in representative, Sarah McBride.
This effort in response to Congresswoman McBride's coming to Congress?
Yes, and absolutely, and then some. I'm not going to stand for a man, if someone with a penis is in the women's locker room, that's not okay.
McBride's victory earlier this month, it was historic, as she will serve as the first transgender person ever in Congress. She's the only member of either chamber that this policy would apply to. Some of her fellow Democrats, including Maryland Representative Jamie Raskin, are pushing back.
Her proposal is that our new colleague from Delaware, Congresswoman McBride, has to use the men's room. I'm opposed to that.
Now, as we mentioned, Sarah McBride will soon be sworn in as the first openly transgender woman elected to Congress. Some House Republicans pushing out that law that would ban transgender women from using female bathrooms. They do tell reporters this ban is specifically directed at McBride. Camp Rehoboth, an LGBTQ community in the area, says the proposed policy is disappointing to them.
To prohibit House members from using facilities that correspond with their gender identity is clear discrimination.
In a statement to CoastTV, Sarah McBride herself called the proposed ban, quote, manufacturing culture wars. Speaker of the House Mike Johnson saying Congress plans to accommodate and respect all lawmakers.
This morning, Millsboro police will continue to search for a dog, and the suspects, they say, stole it. We now know the dog's name is Patches, and that police say Patches was taken Monday morning around 10:30 a.m. It's from an 86-year-old woman in the Brandywine Apartments. Now, according to police, the suspects are a man named Isaiah Lacates and an unnamed teenager.
If your area has feral cats, you can get them free veterinary care this winter at the Brandywine Valley SPCA. The offer includes rabies and other shots, plus an ear tip clip to mark the cat as spayed or neutered. Appointments are at the Animal Health Center in Georgetown with a $10 reservation fee per cat. The cats must be brought in a trap or a carrier.
Happening on Capitol Hill, President-elect Donald Trump standing firm behind his cabinet picks while continuing to add more people in those slots.
Yeah, this as the House Ethics Committee is set to meet today regarding an ethics investigation that involves former Representative Matt Gaetz. That's Trump's choice for Attorney General. NBC's Bree Jackson shows us what both sides of the aisle have to say surrounding Trump's choices.
The House Ethics Committee meeting to discuss whether to release the findings of its investigation into President-elect Trump's selection for Attorney General, former Congressman Matt Gaetz. Mr. Trump is standing firmly behind his choice, despite allegations that Gaetz engaged in illicit drug use and sexual misconduct.
Are you reconsidering the nomination of Matt Gaetz?
No.
How far are you willing to go to get him confirmed?
Some lawmakers want the bipartisan panel to release its report to senators before the confirmation process.
It's critical. If his nomination is going forward, we want to make sure that we have access to the right documentation.
There needs to be legitimate vetting when I say legitimate, I mean just thorough vetting that the committees do. This is our job. This is the role of advice and consent.
Vice President-elect J.D. Vance heading to Capitol Hill today to rally support for Gates and Trump's selection for Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, who faced a sexual assault allegation in 2017, but no charges were filed. With those cabinet picks facing sharp criticism, the president-elect announced TV personality Dr. Mehmet Oz as his choice to head the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. Oz ran for Congress in 2022, losing to Senator John Fetterman.
He's not my first choice, and certainly Trump was definitely not my first. So here we are. And we're going to have to work with these individuals.
Trump also selecting former pro wrestling executive Linda McMahon as his pick for Education Secretary. In Washington, Bree Jackson, NBC News.
All right, so a lot more news to get to this hour of Coast TV News Today.
Coming up, connecting coastal communities, the feedback received over a plan to build a Route 1 crossing between Milford and Slaughter Beach.
Also ahead this morning, railroad signal situation, how one signal was knocked down and why one local says that could be distracting.
And streaming record knockout, we'll tell you how Netflix says the Mike Tyson-Jake Paul fight broke records around the world. All that and more as Coast TV News Today continues.
It all started with a food truck and a dream of bringing excellent street food to our community. That dream became Tiki Jack's as we know it today. From mouth-watering street tacos to our signature sandwiches and street-inspired entrees, Tiki Jack's is the ultimate destination for comfort food by the shore. Whether you're dining out with family or looking for a fun night out with friends, stop by Tiki Jack's of Rehoboth Beach today for all your street eats and brews.
Make sure your neighborhood feels like home with landscaping and property services by Herker Property Maintenance. We combine science and art to create and maintain the landscape masterpiece you've always dreamed of. We can handle the largest developments and commercial properties all over and provide a consistent data evaluation to keep your property perfectly maintained. Clean, innovative, fast, reliable, from landscaping to pavement services and everything in between. Take an innovative approach with Herker Property Maintenance.
When choosing windows and doors for your home, at Pella, it's your choice. We manufacture maintenance-free vinyl, fiberglass, and wood-clad windows and patio doors, all with lifetime warranties. High performance, energy efficient, and loaded with options to help make your house your home. Industry-first features and benefits make living easier and increase your home's value. Visit our Experience Center or call us today to schedule your free in-home consultation, where we bring the showroom to you.
Hey Delaware, Bet Rivers and Harrington Raceway and Casino are bringing betting on football to your phone. From props and in-game betting to the spread and the money line, it's all on your phone and it's all a touchdown. Plus, right now when you sign up, you'll get a second chance bet of up to $500. So huddle up with Bet Rivers and Harrington Raceway and Casino to place your football bets on the go. Download the app today.
Oh, then. 6:13 on this Wednesday morning, seeing cloudy skies. Ocean City 59 right now, and we had some showers earlier, but those are now moving out, so it's just mainly dry at the present time. Mostly cloudy. Do watch for wet roads. There is a warm front to the south, and right along that front, that's where we saw those showers, and that front will usher in more milder air as we go into the afternoon. It's mild out the door right now. Temperatures into the 50s, and the winds are light, but that's going to change tonight. Pumpkin spice meter, yes, that's important. Make sure you go extra large today. We're looking at mild conditions into the afternoon, mostly cloudy, a few peaks of sun, and highs later on into the mid to upper 60s.
Starting tomorrow, DelDOT plans to begin work in the Laurel area. This is on Bi-State Boulevard between Horsey Lane and Dukes Road, and DelDOT says the project will run through mid-January 2025. Now, this includes replacing and installing curb, sidewalk, pedestrian connections, and drainage. Daily lane closures, they will be in effect between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m.
A Georgetown woman is facing charges after police say she stole prescription pills from a Selbyville Harris Teeter over the past 5 months. According to Delaware State Police, 59-year-old Deanna Chambers took several hundred tramadol pills from the store. Police say an internal investigation is what led to Chambers' arrest.
New this morning, we have a deadline to tell you about. This one is not a bad deadline. This is for elementary school students in DelDOT's Name That Plow contest. This ends on Friday, November 22nd. One winner from each county in Delaware will get a school visit from the plow and also a picture.
A new government report shows problems with how student loans are being supervised and tracked. The report from the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau found some loan services automatically took money from borrowers' bank accounts, even though some students did not sign up for autopay. Investigators also found loan services charging students multiple times in a month or even putting in the wrong amount of money owed. The Jake Paul vs. Mike Tyson fight was a knockout win for Netflix. According to the platform, the main event attracted more than 108 million live viewers from around the world. It set a record for the most streamed sporting event in history. The fight was #1 in 78 countries, and it was in the top 10 for all 91 countries tracked. Still ahead this morning, we're talking about a signal situation and how one local says a broken railroad signal is impacting the community.
The showers have moved out. We're still seeing wet roads on the Tidal Health Cam right now, so just take it slow this morning. Otherwise, a mild day in store. Then the winds and rain ramp up tonight, followed by colder and showery weather the rest of the week. I'll have your forecast details in 2 minutes.
NBC News Daily, weekdays at 1 on Coast TV.
Customer satisfaction is our top priority.
Window World does an excellent job. I recommend them to all of my clients.
Window World was different because they actually responded to my phone calls and listened to what I was asking for.
Call Window World today.
DSN Plus is more energy, extra live games and on-demand replays, anytime, anywhere. DSN Plus is more hype, from playoff matchups in unified football to marching band showcases. We highlight what makes Delmarva unique. DSN Plus is more hometown pride. We go wherever our teams go, with up to 5 live games every weeknight. DSN is still free on air and cable, but get even more with DSN Plus, just $6.99 a month. Download the Delmarva Sports Network app from your app store today.
Hi, I'm Delaware Insurance Commissioner Trinidad Navarro. Making decisions about your Medicare coverage can be difficult, so the Delaware Medicare Assistance Bureau is here to help. Thousands of Delawareans with Medicare come to us for free one-on-one assistance with navigating the complex and confusing insurance system. We can help you too. Call our Delaware Medicare Assistance Bureau at 302-674-7364 today.
Window World at Delmarva, quality and price that can't be beat. Get a 10-window package for only $121.81 per month.
No matter the size of the project, you can trust Window World of Delmarva to get it done right.
Remember, first to call, first to install.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Right now, pet dander, skin cells, mold spores, pollen, and dirt are being sucked into your air ducts. Get cleaner air and system efficiency now with Stanley Steamer. For over 75 years, we've continually engineered our equipment and processes to deep clean your entire home. Your air ducts aren't clean until they're Stanley Steamer clean.
Call 1-800-STEAMER. Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Time is 6:18, and we are getting a live look at Cambridge near the banks of the Choptank River. And Bob, got some interesting weather ahead of us.
We do. We've got some rain and wind as we go through tonight. Now, we've already seen some rain this morning, but I think we'll see a better chance of rain as we go through the overnight hours tonight into early Thursday. Thursday afternoon, another chance of showers, then more showers Friday as we have an upper level low just kind of slowly moving over us. It's going to be cooler and wetter, but then it does dry out into the weekend, maybe increasing showers again as we get closer to Thanksgiving. We had some showers this morning, just a few hundredths of an inch along a warm front. Now maybe just still a little drizzly or very light rain. Otherwise, we are going to dry things out as we go through the day. There's a warm front that will be lifting through, and that will bring us another mild, dry day. But farther to the west, we've got a cold front. A lot of energy here. It's a very complex situation, even snow across the northern plains. But surface low pressure will eventually turn into an upper level low across the Great Lakes, move our way, and then bring us unsettled, cool, and wet weather. into the end of the week. 53 in Delmarva right now, 52 in Georgetown, but 58 in Bethany Beach. And the winds are light now, but now's the time to prepare for higher winds that are coming tonight. Make sure those outdoor items are secured and the holiday decorations too. Here's this morning. We're clearing things out. Well, as far as the rain goes, still some clouds and temperatures in the 60s. Pretty mild as we go through the day. By this afternoon, we're into the upper 60s, well inland, lower 60s at the beaches. It's a mild and dry evening. Then we cloud up, and then we go through the overnight. We start to see some heavy rain, maybe a rumble of thunder with this front, and then the winds really start whipping later tonight out of the southeast, then the northwest, maybe gusting over 40 miles per hour. Much colder into Thursday as we see the showers decreasing in the morning hours, but it's going to be cold and windy with temperatures in the 40s. And then as we go into the afternoon, I think we will increase the clouds. It will be chilly. Another chance of showers on the way. And then we move into your Friday morning. We're looking at very chilly conditions in the 30s. And then in the afternoon, the clouds increase and we see more showers and temperatures only in the 40s. Look at these strong winds over 40 miles per hour as this front comes through, really howling very early tomorrow morning, and still looking at gusts around 40 miles per hour very early tomorrow. And then we're still looking at gusts in excess of 30 miles per hour really much of the day. And on top of that, it will be cold as we have this upper level low, and they're going to see snow through Pennsylvania, New York, and into the mountains to our west. But for us, it's just unsettled, a little wet through Friday, and then drying out into the end of the weekend. As far as rain, not as much as we'd like to see, but maybe about 1/10 to about 4/10 of an inch. Paul Davis 7-day forecast. Last mild day today, and then the rain picks up tonight and the wind, and much colder into Thursday, 54, 48 on Friday with the showers, and then cool into the weekend with 50s, a mix of sun and clouds, and then 60s to start next week.
Thank you. Happening now, if you're driving through Millsboro, you might notice something unusual on the ground. It's actually a railroad crossing pole that was hit by a vehicle about 3 weeks ago. The railroad pole is located on Washington and Main Street, right in the heart of Millsboro. And its current state, it's the only signal of its kind that's not working right now. One local business owner says that could be dangerous if it's not taken care of soon.
It doesn't look so good with it just passing by and it being down in the ground or whatever. So yeah, I do think that it can be a distraction of some sort. And if we can just somehow figure out what we can do to get that railroad thing up, I think that would be the best thing.
And we contacted the Delmarva Central Railroad Company. There was no comment on when that problem would be fixed.
Up next, connecting coastal communities. What was learned during a recent review of the plans between the path of Milford and Slaughter Beach? Coast TV News Today returns in a moment.
Coast TV First Alert Weather. Your safety, our commitment.
See the beauty of Delmarva from a bird's eye view. Soaring over the shore, Mondays on Coast TV News at 6. Sponsored by Morse Roofing and Siding.
As temperatures drop, FH Fur invites you to be part of something truly heartwarming. Our Fall into Comfort Toy Drive. Through December 15th for only $29, the experts at FH Fur will perform a comprehensive heating system inspection, ensuring your home stays snug through the chilly months ahead. The best part? 100% of the proceeds will go to the United States Marine Corps Reserve's Toys for Tots. Schedule your heating inspection today with FH Fur.
877-CALL-FUR. FHFur.com.
Lupo Italian Kitchen in downtown Rehoboth Beach has been serving award-winning Italian food since 2008. Located inside the Hotel Rehoboth, Lupo serves traditional and coastal Italian cuisine, pairing Mediterranean flavors with fresh seafood and local produce. Lupo has an extensive all-Italian wine list, monthly wine dinners, and a friendly and knowledgeable staff. Popular dishes include chicken parmesan, lobster bucatini, and veal meatballs. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue, serving happy hour daily and open 7 days a week. See you soon.
Not everyone wants a big funeral. For those seeking a simple alternative, the Eastern Shore's most trusted family and funeral service offers another option. Eastern Shore Cremation and Funeral Service is simple and affordable. A direct cremation tribute starts at just $15.95, or choose to have a small visitation service, serving Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia with easy consultation by phone and streamlined electronic documentation. Learn more at easternshorecremation.com. Eastern Shore Cremation and Funeral Services. Simply respectful.
Welcome to Los Angeles, home of my Los Angeles Rams. Now they were counted out, but they got a secret sauce. Now the Eagles come to town, and they're bringing the heat. Spicy. Let's see what they bring to the table on Sunday night.
2 communities, 1 goal. That was the idea in Milford Tuesday night. A pop-up meeting looked at ideas for a shared-use path connecting Milford and Slaughter Beach. Now, planners are working on a feasibility study for this path, which would be for walking and biking. Taxpayer money for this is through a U.S. Department of Transportation Thriving Communities grant.
We need to remember that there are people out there who don't have a car. We're a very car-centric society, but we do have friends and neighbors who don't have a car. And so we need to create safe spaces for them to be able to walk and bike.
And more pop-up meetings are planned. The last one is scheduled for December 5th. That'll go from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. in Milford.
Holiday season is in full swing, the most wonderful time of the year, but it can be a difficult time for many people in the community. And that's where Draper Media's Bless Our Children campaign can help bring the Christmas spirit to everyone, but we need your support to make it happen.
For many in our community, the holidays can bring about stress as they strive to create unforgettable moments for their cherished little ones.
That's where the Bless Our Children campaign can help, but we need your support to make it happen. All the money you donate goes to local nonprofit organizations, which give gifts to children this holiday season.
Every penny you give helps families right here on Delmarva because WBOC covers all administrative costs.
You can help local children by accepting the Shell Brothers Bless Our Children Challenge by donating at least $1,000. And as our thank you, we'll list your business name on the Shell Brothers Honor Roll in order of amount given in increments of $1,000.
And you can donate by sending a check or money order to address on the screen or online at blessourchildren.org.
Together, we can make the holidays this year a special one.
And we're joined again by First Alert meteorologist Bob Trahey. Bob, it's been a bit of a wet start to our Wednesday.
Yeah, a little bit, just enough to get the ground wet, maybe a few puddles. Otherwise, we do dry it out today, and not a bad beach day. Fenwick Island and Ocean City, lots of clouds, some peaks of sun, but it will be pretty mild for this time of year into the mid-60s. And then Lewiston, Rehoboth, lots of clouds for you, and lower 60s, waves around 2 to 3 feet. UV index is low. Next 3 days for Cambridge, we're looking at showers and mild today, but sharply colder as we go into Friday, only 48 there, and wind and showers for you in Crisfield, 63 today to 49 by Friday. I'll have much more on the rain and wind, but a dry and cooler weekend forecast in the next half hour.
Thank you so much. Also coming up after the break, Twin Branch Winery turmoil. We're talking about the fight to reopen the local business and why Sussex County says permits are the reason it had to close in the first place.
Coastal wind contention, the latest step taking place today in the ongoing offshore wind issue that's impacting Delmarva's coast.
And high winds ahead for Delmarva, how to protect yourself and your home from possible damage. CoastTV will be right back.
Shop local in historic Berlin for the holidays. More than 60 shops, eats, suites, and free weekend carriage rides till 3 p.m. Plus, meet Santa till 1 p.m. weekends in December. Always free parking. Check out BerlinMainStreet.com for more.
Get ready, Delmarva. Excitement and incredible savings have arrived at Gateway Subaru. Save up to $3,200 on a new 2025 Subaru Outback with financing rates as low as 1.9% for 48 months. Or save up to $2,300 off a new 2024 Subaru Crosstrek with financing rates as low as 1.9% for 48 months. And be among the first to drive the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. Stop in and reserve yours today. Gateway Subaru, just minutes from the beaches in the heart of Delmarva. Higher standards.
You'll be walking in a winter wonderland at Bella Terra's Garden Center this holiday season. From freshly cut Christmas trees and handmade wreaths to poinsettias and Christmas ornaments, let Bella Terra deck your halls and trim your tree. You'll love Christmas shopping at Bella Terra Garden Center as we transform into your ultimate Christmas destination. Bella Terra Landscapes and Garden Center, your Christmas tree headquarters. Bella Terra is located right off Route 16 and Ellendale, Delaware.
For many in our community, the holidays can bring about stress as they strive to create unforgettable moments.
That's where the Bless Our Children campaign can help.
Every penny you give helps families right here on Delmarva.
You can help local children by accepting the Shell Brothers Bless Our Children Challenge. As our thank you, we'll list our business name on the Shell Brothers Honor Roll.
You can donate by sending a check or money order to the address on the screen or online at blessourchildren.org.
Together, we can make the holidays this year a special one.
Shop local in historic Berlin for the holidays. More than 60 shops, eats, suites, and free weekend carriage rides till 3 p.m. Plus, meet Santa till 1 p.m. weekends in December. Always free parking. Check out BerlinMainStreet.com for more.
Now on Coast TV News.
This morning with a warm front and a system that is well to our west will increase the rain and wind as we go into tonight, followed by colder and showery conditions for the end of the week. I'll track it on Futurecast coming up.
High winds on the horizon, what you need to do to keep yourself and others safe.
A pier permit review, that's what's taking place in Maryland, why a new pier in West Ocean City is key for the wind farm project planned for our coast.
McBride meets opposition. The controversy, Delaware's newly elected U.S. representative finds herself in ahead of Congress's next session.
This is Coast TV News Today.
November 20th, 2024. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Paige.
Good morning. Thank you all for joining us. I'm Paige Marley.
The time is 6:30. It is a Wednesday, middle part of the week. Some people call it hump day, Paige.
Yeah. Do you think this week, is flying by, or do you think it's going slow?
I'm going to go mid on that one.
Yeah.
I got no really strong lean either way.
Me too. I think it's just chugging, which I'm fine with. I like the anticipation ahead of the holiday.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah.
Next week cannot come soon enough.
Yeah, November and December, I hope, move real slow. But what else is moving kind of slow, kind of fast out of the way? Bob, are those rain clouds? They're making their way out of Delmarva, and but it was nice to have them this morning.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, Delmarva. Yes, we did have some of those showers along a warm front, but now the showers have moved offshore. Now we're just looking at cloudy skies. But watch out for wet roads out there. That could be a little bit of a hazard, just a few puddles and maybe just a few little sprinkles. Otherwise, that rain has moved offshore. We do have a warm front that has triggered those showers. That will move north today and then usher in the warmer air for us. But there's a stronger system to the west that will increase our rain and wind tonight. 58 Bethany Beach, 57 Rehoboth right now, 53 in Delmar, and we're looking at light winds and we're looking at clouds this morning, sun breaks from time to time. By noon, we're into the 60s, mid to upper 60s inland, a little cooler at the beaches, and then this evening still quite mild. If you're headed out on the boardwalk, we're looking at, well, mostly cloudy skies this morning, a little bit more in the way of sun later this morning, and 63 by 11 a.m.
Bob, thank you so much. Now, as we prepare for that windy weather coming up, it's important we all take precautions to prevent any injuries or damage from happening.
Coast TV News reporter Elisa Weber is live in Rehoboth Beach. Elisa, you already experienced some of that rain this morning.
Yeah, good morning, Matt and Paige. I'm currently here in Rehoboth Beach, and the flags behind me, they're kind of blowing a little bit. Nothing too crazy right now, and it was drizzling a little bit earlier this morning, but that has lightened up. But as we heard Bob mention, tonight and tomorrow we're going to experience some high winds. Bob told me this morning those winds could be up to 40 miles per hour. So it's important to take precautions in order to make sure that we're keeping ourselves and others safe. And we also don't want to cause any damage to our property or other people's property as well during those windy conditions. And the National Weather Service recommends that if we see any branches that are loose, we should cut them down so that they don't hit people, buildings, or even power lines. And if you live in a mobile home, it's important to always identify a sturdy building that you can go to in case of an emergency. And this time of year, people have a lot of holiday decorations up, and while they're beautiful to look at, they can be a hazard when it is windy outside. So if you're not sure whether or not they could blow away, just take them inside. And the best thing to do is plan before high winds hit and take extra precautions in order to prevent any emergencies and injuries. And also, you can always tune into Coast TV News for the latest weather updates, but you can also download our Coast TV News weather app right here to your phone. I know most of us always have our phones on us, so it's great to just look at that app for any alerts that we may have about the weather. Back to you.
Lisa, thank you so much. Happening today, we're talking wind farms. We could be seeing another step towards having wind turbines built off our coast. The Maryland Board of Public Works reviewing alternative energy company U.S. Wind's tidal wetlands license. This would allow U.S. Wind to begin work to replace a pier in West OC. And we're going to show you the area that we're talking about. It's being the area reviewed today by the Maryland Board of Public Works on Harbor Road. U.S. Wind says it wants to use a new pier as an operations and maintenance facility for the construction of a wind farm off Ocean City's coast.
This has been a contentious situation with local governments here along the coast. They've been working to stop the wind farm from being constructed. And we're still waiting word from the United States District Court in Maryland on the lawsuit filed by Ocean City against the Federal Bureau of Ocean Energy Management. Fenwick Island actually is listed as a co-plaintiff in this. Ocean City is calling on the court to reverse the Bureau's current approval of U.S. Wind's project until those plans and approval are both in compliance with several agencies and acts.
We have an update now on a story that we've been covering today. The Twin Branch Winery in Milton will make its case during a public hearing over a conditional use zoning permit that will allow it to reopen. The hearing is part of the Sussex County Planning and Zoning meeting. The permit Twin Branch submitted in March was just for the winery, but on the property there's also a wine tasting room and an events venue. To operate those, a conditional use is required. When the winery opened, it didn't have the approval for the room and the venue. In the lead up to the hearing, Twin Branch says it has about 400 signatures on a petition of support that's as of November 4th.
Also happening today, discussion, possible action on a dark skies ordinance in Lewis. According to the Planning Commission there, some of the goals are to increase energy efficiency, reduce glare, and also increase driver and pedestrian safety. One of the changes that could be recommended to City Council would be dimming lights by about 30% between midnight and dawn.
Before she's even sworn in, Delaware's incoming Congresswoman Sarah McBride is the target of a bathroom bill in the Capitol. McBride's election made history. However, it's also making waves across the country.
Yeah, CoastTV News reporter Emma Aiken shows us how the bathroom resolution is leading to the heated debate from the Capitol to back here on the coast.
Sarah McBride rode through Sussex County on Return Day, knowing she is making history as the first openly transgender person elected to Congress. But she won't be welcomed by all her colleagues, as some want to ban transgender women from using female bathrooms in the Capitol. Camp Rehoboth and LGBTQ community says it's wrong.
To prohibit House members from using facilities that correspond with their gender identity is clear discrimination.
Cynthia Sloan agrees with the ban, citing her religious beliefs.
I just think that if someone was born a male, they should not be in a bathroom with a female child, especially.
But others disagree.
I don't have a problem with whoever using the bathroom.
In a statement to Coast TV, Sarah McBride called this, quote, manufacturing culture wars, saying, quote, Delawareans sent me here to make the American dream more affordable and accessible, and that's what I'm focused on. People at Camp Rehoboth believe the introduction of this proposed ban is extremely disappointing, and they believe that the vast majority of Delawareans don't agree with the ban. The future of this proposal in Washington, D.C. is still up in the air. In Rehoboth Beach, I'm Emma Aiken, Coast TV News.
And this brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, what impact could this restroom policy have on Congress?
We did see some changes.
Yeah.
So now what's tied is increased division and no major impact. I think what went up also is enhanced safety.
I think you're right. Yep.
Yeah, I'm just
that
trying
got
to
some
see.
more votes.
Yeah, definitely. So there was a big change there. But go ahead and still vote if you want. Only 1% positive inclusivity. So go to coasttv.com/vote. You can also vote on our app. Well, happening now on Capitol Hill, President-elect Trump is standing firm behind his cabinet picks while continuing to add more people to those top spots. This as the House Ethics Committee is set to meet today regarding an ethics investigation involving former Representative Matt Gaetz. That's Trump's choice for Attorney General. Vice President-elect J.D. Vance also heading to Capitol Hill to rally support for Gaetz and Trump's selection for Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, who did face a sexual assault allegation in 2017, but no charges were filed. With those cabinet picks facing sharp criticism, lawmakers are weighing in on Trump's top decisions.
Are you reconsidering the nomination of Matt Gaetz?
No. There needs to be legitimate vetting. When I say legitimate, I mean just thorough vetting that the committees do. This is our job. This is the role of advice and consent.
A source tells NBC News that a hacker accessed the computer file that contains the sworn depositions of two women involved in the investigation of former Congressman Matt Gaetz. Gaetz has denied any wrongdoing.
Got a lot more news to get to in this final half hour. Don't go anywhere.
Coming up, Sussex Sleep Center changes. We're going to tell you what changes Bay Health has planned for its sleep centers all over Delaware.
Also, basketball drama breakdown. We look at some recent reactions by the 76ers as they now find themselves 9 games under 500.
And the Lewis Farmers Market is preparing to end its 2024 season. We have details of the food drive the market will hold to kick off the final day. Stick with us on Coast TV News today.
We salute Clara Marshall, Assistant Supervisor and Field Training Officer with the Rehoboth Beach Volunteer Fire Company Station 2. Clara began her career as a firefighter in 2005 and became an EMT in 2008. Promoted to Assistant Supervisor in 2023, Clara is also a skilled instructor with the Delaware State Fire School, the American Heart Association, and the National Registry of Emergency Medical Technicians. Her dedication to service and training has been a true asset to her team and community.
Spicer Brothers and CoastTV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva. If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a CoastTV salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
Dedication, determination, and drive. That's what's needed to be a DSN Scholar Athlete, brought to you by your Salisbury Honda dealer.
Each month, we'll award a $1,000 scholarship to a Delmarva senior that excels in the classroom and in sports.
They must have a B average or higher and a drive for good sportsmanship.
Nominate your champion today on the Features tab on DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com.
The DSN Scholar Athlete, sponsored by your Salisbury Honda dealer.
This Thanksgiving season, Delaware Electric Cooperative is giving $10 million back to the people we are proud to power. Members who received electric service from the co-op in 2012 and 2013 will receive a credit on their November bill. As a not-for-profit utility, the credits are a return on the investment members have made in DEC over the years. Our co-op belongs to you, and we're so thankful to power Central and Southern Delaware.
From our co-op family to yours.
Happy Thanksgiving! Transform your bath today with Baths by Spicer Brothers.
Ask about our Refresh for Less Black Friday promotion. A new bath or shower for just $69.95 plus 20% off all upgrades.
Imagine stepping into a beautifully renovated bath designed by our experts and installed by our certified professionals.
Call our office by December 15th and schedule your free in-home consultation to take advantage of the $69.95 Refresh for Less Black Friday promotion.
Before you sign, keep Baths by Spicer Brothers in mind, because you deserve the best.
For over 30 years, Chesapeake Healthcare has been more than a healthcare provider. It's been a healthcare home for thousands of Lower Shore residents. They provide comprehensive care by taking the time to know you, coordinating with your other providers, and managing your records in one place. From medical and dental to behavioral healthcare needs, they've got you covered. Need help finding the right healthcare plan? Their certified application counselors are ready to help you. Chesapeake Healthcare, your healthcare home. Learn more at chesapeakehc.org.
6:41 on this Wednesday morning, seeing some breaks in the clouds now in Cambridge as the showers have moved out. We had those showers a little earlier, but now we're just mostly cloudy across much of Delmarva as the showers have moved away. We do have a warm front to the south, and that warm front will move through today, ushering in much milder air. It's mild now, 58 Bethany Beach, 57 Rehoboth, and 53 in Delmar. Do watch for wet roads this morning. I did give it the yellow light there, but then looking good this afternoon and this evening for the commute, looking dry and mild. Umbrella giveaway winner is Donna from Dagsboro. Congratulations to her on her brand new umbrella from Paul Davis and Coast TV.
Saturday, November 23rd, marks the final market of the 2024 season for the historic Lewis Farmers Market. The market's also holding its last food and essentials drive, collecting donations for local food pantries. You can bring fresh produce, meats, and non-perishables, and even earn a free fruit or veggie tattoo for your kids. That's super cool. The market will reopen May 2025 for its 20th anniversary season.
Rehoboth Beach has been awarded the Government Finance Officers Association Distinguished Budget Presentation Award. And get this, it's for the fourth year in a row this has happened. Finance Director Bert Duke says Rehoboth is one of the few Delaware municipalities to earn this honor.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
What's going on, everybody? Drama is unfolding in the city of brotherly love. The Philadelphia 76ers dropped to 2-11, their worst start in 8 seasons. After the 106-89 loss to the Miami Heat, Nick Nurse took an hour to come out and talk to the media, and here's why. Kyle Lowry called a team meeting where Tyrese Maxey called out the 76ers franchise player, yes, you heard that right, And Joel Embiid, Maxey calling him out, according to Shams from ESPN, saying you cannot be late to meetings and have to play better. It is said that Embiid embraced the criticism but questioned how tough the team is being coached. This has put more of a concern on the 76ers' 2-11 start. The next test comes in against the Memphis Grizzlies to see if they can turn things around. That will be tonight at 8 p.m. To the gridiron we go for our DSN question of the week. Who do you have winning our game of the night on Friday between Cambridge South, Dorchester, and Fort Hill? Let's see how you, the fans at home, feel about this contest. It is still early, but the votes are in. CSD getting the edge just a little bit. Make sure you head to DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com under the vote tab to see who you want to come out on top this Friday night. That over sports. Have a great day, everybody.
And coming up tonight on DSN, Bayside Conference Girls Basketball when Y-High takes on Queen Anne's. At 8:30, it's boys basketball between Bennett and Stephen Decatur. Later on, the final score.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. We are flying through this week, and here's what's coming up today at 4 on Coast Life.
Well, we know we've got a lot of runners here on Coastal Delmarva, but maybe a 5-footer is more your speed than a 5K. We'll dive into the details of that and how you can give back to the community.
Sounds good. Also coming up today, we're talking holiday house tours. We talked a lot about holiday villages and light shows, but maybe you want to get into your neighbors' houses, see what's going on there.
And we're going to be going over some of the ways to recognize the signs of a stroke and sort of the aftercare as well. Everything that you need to know.
All that and more is happening today at 4 on Coast Life.
We're seeing the showers winding down, lots of clouds on our camera and ocean view, the gutter helmet cam, and we're looking at a mild day in store. Then the winds and rain ramp up tonight, followed by colder and showery weather the rest of the week. The weekend is looking dry and chilly. I'll have your details coming up in 2 minutes.
NBC Nightly News, weeknights at 6:30 on Coast TV.
Middays with April Brilliant. It's a feel-good show on your radio.
April is the easiest way to get through my workday.
She plays my favorite songs.
She helped me find my furry friend.
She's always making me smile.
Listening to April is the best way to get through my workday.
She makes me feel special.
Middays with April, weekdays from 10 to 3 on Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3. Sponsored by Critter Getters.
The holidays are coming fast.
Imagine greeting your guests with a beautifully refaced kitchen without having to tear out your old cabinet.
We'll reface your cabinets with 5 layers of high-quality hardwood in your choice of color,
including new doors, drawers, and hardware, all for half the cost of a full remodel.
completed in as little as 3 days.
Right now, save 20%, get a free microwave, and pay as little as $100 per month. Call today and get your kitchen completed by Christmas.
Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling.
It's the Red Tag event going on now at IG Burton Chevrolet. See some red, save some green. Discounts up to $12,500 off, 0% financing, and leases starting at just $299 a month. If you're looking for a great deal, now's the time to get behind the wheel at IG Burton Chevrolet. Come see us today at any IG Burton Chevrolet location in Melford, Seaford, Lewis, or Berlin, or online at igburton.com for all the details. Nobody beats a Burton deal. Nobody.
877-CALL-FUR, FHFur.com.
Foul odors, discolored water. Are you running out of hot water more quickly? These are all signs of sediment buildup in your water heater. And as the buildup becomes more severe, it can even cause a premature tank failure. Flushing the tank periodically can prevent these problems. FH Fur has you covered. Get a water heater flush for $49. That's right, a complete water heater flush for only $49. Act now and get a plumbing inspection free.
877-CALL-FUR, FHFur.com.
It is 6:47 on this Wednesday morning. We are going to take a live look at Laurel now, see what's going on there. As we mentioned earlier, Bob, those clouds making their way out, but it still makes for a beautiful morning there in Laurel.
Yeah, it does. We're starting to see some blue skies, Paige, and I think we're looking at a pretty nice day in store. And good news as far as the drought conditions go, we are improving that as we go through time with a better chance of rain likely tonight, and along with that, some wind. We're also looking at showers Thursday, more showers into Friday, and much cooler and windier conditions. It does dry out for the weekend, and then it looks like it gets a little wet maybe again as we get towards a big travel day Wednesday on into Thanksgiving Day. But first things first, we had some of those showers move through this morning, just a few hundredths of an inch of rain, and that's with a warm front as that is lifting to the north. That's why we saw those showers, and this front will continue to lift to the north today, giving us another mild day. We have low pressure back to the west. In fact, they're everywhere. They're across the Ohio Valley, another one across southern Canada with cold air with that and snow. The bottom line is eventually we're going to see surface low pressure become a cutoff low across the Ohio Valley and then give us wetter and cooler weather into the end of the week. Right now out the door, we're in the 50s, not too bad, upper 50s along the coast right now, and the winds are light now, but they're really going to crank up for tonight. So this morning we've got the clouds. We'll see some breaks in those clouds, and by afternoon we're into the upper 60s, inland lower 60s at the beaches. Mild this evening, and then tonight we'll see that southerly wind kick in. Heavy rain builds in late tonight around midnight, and you're going to hear that wind cranking up too. Make sure those outdoor items are secured. A lot of folks have their Christmas decorations out, and you're going to want to make sure they're secure, especially the big inflatable ones. We're looking at the heavy rain and then that sharp wind shift to the northwest, and those winds really howling through the overnight into tomorrow morning. The rain will taper off. The cold air comes in. By morning, we're in the 40s. I think we'll see some sun in the morning, and then the afternoon, clouds and showers, breezy, not a particularly nice afternoon. And then as we go into your Friday morning, a chilly start with temperatures in the 30s, and then much like Thursday, by the afternoon, the clouds, and we'll see scattered showers as well, and cold with temperatures in the 40s. There's that sharp line of strong winds gusting in excess of 40 miles per hour as we go through the overnight into early Thursday morning, and still gusty as we go through the day, gusting up to around 30 miles per hour. So it's going to be much colder too, with an upper level low, a complex pattern, snow across Pennsylvania, upstate New York, and the mountains. But for us, it's a cold rain through the end of the week, and then it's just blustery and cool as we go into the upcoming weekend. As far as rainfall amounts, I was hoping for a little more, but maybe about a tenth to about 4/10 of an inch of rain under some of those heavier showers as we go into the next couple of days. Paul Davis, 7-day forecast. Last mild day today, then the winds crank up. We see the rain, only 54 on Thursday. Morning sun, then afternoon rain, both Thursday and Friday. Friday, 48, and then by the weekend, a mix of sun and clouds with mid to upper 50s and then milder 60s to start next week.
Health is making some changes to its sleep centers in Delaware. The healthcare system is combining resources to better serve the southern half of the state. The plan is to add 2 more beds to its Milford Sleep Center. That would bring the total to 6. But then as part of the change, the Georgetown Sleep Center will close after seeing its last patients on November 23rd.
BB Healthcare hosting its annual Frankfurt Health Fair. It'll be this Saturday, November 23rd from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Organizers say no registration is required. This includes free flu shots, health screenings, and apparently I'm being told there's a free lunch involved. People attending can also learn about healthcare services, hear educational talks on advanced practice clinicians, and also some childhood vaccinations. They can also get resources on diabetes, insurance, and more.
It's now 6:51 this morning, and it's time to check in with our coastal pet of the day.
Today's coastal pet in this hour, it's Riley, a 4-year-old toy Australian Shepherd. She walks on the boardwalk, hanging out at local outdoor establishments. Riley, you're my type of dog. Riley was submitted to us by Tom in Rehoboth Beach.
And don't forget, we want to see all your pets on Delmarva. Keep sending us photos like that one of Riley and tell us what makes them so special.
Riley looks adorable there. Scan the QR code at the top of your screen to submit your furry friend to Coast TV News, and then watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
We're seeing some clouds and also some blue skies right now in Cambridge, 50 degrees. It will be a mild day for Delmarva. And then the winds and rain ramp up tonight, followed by colder and showery weather the rest of the week. Then a dry and cool weekend. So pretty active pattern on the way and a little wet, I think, heading into Thanksgiving. Your 10-day forecast is next.
DSN Plus is more energy, extra live games and on-demand replays anytime, anywhere. DSN Plus is more hype. From playoff matchups in unified football to marching band showcases, we highlight what makes Delmarva unique. DSN Plus is more hometown pride. We go wherever our teams go with up to 5 live games every weeknight. DSN is still free on air and cable, but get even more with DSN Plus, just $6.99 a month. Download the Delmarva Sports Network app from your app store today. energy.
Have you ever felt leg pain, restlessness, cramps, tingling, swelling, numbness, itchiness, or coldness? Then you need the new, clinically proven Legzercise Pro, the natural circulation booster that uses continuous automatic leg movement to soothe pain and promote healthy circulation the natural drug-free way.
After using Legzercise for a week, I felt like I wanted to go for a walk again without pain like I used to.
Legzercise Pro's patented walking simulator propulsion technology moves your feet back and forth along its concave track, creating constant movement and flex at both the knee and ankle joints. It's like having a physical therapist right in your own home.
It's helped with the swelling and the pain. The tingling feeling is gone.
Call right now and order your very own Legzercise Pro, the clinically proven automatic leg mover that soothes pain and naturally promotes healthy circulation. Call now.
Who wants to drag out a bulky vacuum? Introducing Horsepower Duck, a super compact vac with ultra powerful suction. Clean up that mess in the kitchen, the spill on the sofa, even sawdust in the workshop. Just duck it up. The compact design can reach the tightest places, so store it in any drawer where it's always at your fingertips. You can even store it in your glove box for the ultimate car vac. The HEPA filter helps remove dust and allergens. Plus, it dumps out with ease, so it's ready to clean again. Get the Horsepower Duck hand vac for just $39.99. Order right now and we'll upgrade you to the Duck Pro package, a $30 value, yours free. You get the bendable tube, the crevice nozzle, and the soft brush nozzle, but supplies are limited, so there's a strict limit of 3 ducks per order. This may be your last chance to get yours at this low price, so don't delay. Duck it up today.
Call 1-800-581-3085 or visit duckvac.com. So call 1-800-581-3085 or visit duckvac.com now.
6:55. It's time for some things you need to know before we go. We could see the approval of a tidal wetlands license in West OC. It would allow alternative energy company U.S. Wind to begin work to replace a pier. U.S. Wind saying it wants to use a new pier as an operations and maintenance facility for the construction of a wind farm off Ocean City's coast.
President-elect Trump standing firm behind his cabinet picks while continuing to add more people in those top spots. This as the House Ethics Committee is set to meet today regarding an ethics investigation involving former Representative Matt Gaetz. He's Trump's choice for Attorney General. Vice President-elect J.D. Vance heading to Capitol Hill today to rally support for Gaetz and Trump's selection for Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth.
Today, the Twin Branch Winery in Milton will be making its case during a public hearing over a conditional use zoning permit that would allow it to reopen. The permit Twin Branch submitted in March was just for the winery, but on the property there's also a wine tasting room and an events venue. To operate those, a conditional use is required. When the winery opened, it didn't have the approval for the room and the venue. In the lead up to this hearing, Twin Branch says it had about 400 signatures on a petition of support as of November 4th. All right, time is now 6:56, and we got to take a look at your forecast before you head out your door.
Yeah, not too bad now, Bob, but we're getting ready for some wind later tonight.
You know, we are. So now's the time to make sure those outdoor items are secured abroad inside because those winds crank up tonight, but not during the day. Watch for some wet roads this morning. We had some showers, but now it's starting to dry out. Lots of clouds today, a few peaks of sun, and it will be mild with the warm front lifting through around 66, and the wind and rain cranks up tonight. Could see wind gusts in excess of 40 miles per hour, maybe up to 50 in some places. And then Thursday is windy with some afternoon showers, 54. Only 48 on Friday with showers as well. It dries out into the weekend with temperatures into the mid to upper 50s with a mix of sun and clouds, so not too bad there. We start next week pretty mild with temperatures into the 60s. Some of the models are differing on the big travel day Wednesday and Thanksgiving. One is saying dry, the other one's saying rain. I'm going to be worst case scenario and say rain, some showers travel day, and Thanksgiving maybe a few showers and 53, but not a washout.
Not bad, Bob. Thank you, and thank you for joining us on Coast TV News Today.
And the Today Show is coming up next at 7 a.m.
We'll be back with Coast TV midday at 11, so stick with us.
And for even more news and coverage you can count on, download our Coast TV News and Weather apps. Have a great Wednesday morning, everybody.